Bolby, kayo po ba'y kumbinsido na nakumbinsin ninyo ang senator judges?
Para sa amin, malakas yung ebidensya na ipresenta namin sa Senado. At para sa amin yung oral arguments or closing arguments ay nagbigay lalong liwanag dun sa mga argumento at ebidensya. So, kami ay malaking paniniwala namin, no, na because of the strong evidence at yung katapusan itong oral arguments na makukumbinsi namin ang mga senador. Pero as to the votes itself, maghihintay na lang kami bukas because bukas pa ang botohan. We thought na after the closing arguments magkakabotohan, pero kanina ang decision is tomorrow.
Sir, Cara David po, Channel 7. Kanina po pinupunto ng depensa na may conflict daw dun sa batas ng SALN at saka dun sa Foreign Currency Deposits Act. Tapos ang sinasabi nila may conflict nga daw at hindi daw madedeklara na unconstitutional. Pero kayo po, ang sinasabi ninyo, walang conflict yung dalawang batas na ito. Kayo po ba dinedeclare ninyo yung inyong mga dollar deposits kung meron man?
Una muna, bago si Congressman Fariñas. Una, kanina nagtataka kami bakit ilang minuto ang inubos ng defense just to rebut yung sinasabi nilang allegedly sinabi raw ng prosecution na unconstitutional ang Republic Act 6426. Ito yung Foreign Currency Deposits Act. Gusto lang po namin linyawin na sa speech ko po, sa speech ni Congressman Fariñas, ang sinasabi namin, wala kami sinasabing unconstitutional ang Republic Act 6426, that's clear. Ang sinasabi lang namin na yung 6426 is not applicable in the case at bar. Ibig sabihin, ang applicable dito is the constitutional provision, Article 11, Section 17, and the SALN law, which is 6713 RA. Hindi dito applicable, walang prohibition, di ba? At naliwanag yon nung nagtanong pa si Senate President Enrile. Tapos yung second question, with respect naman dun sa dollar, ako personally, meron akong dolyar, pero maliit na maliit lang. Naka-declare. Kasi ang ginagawa ko sa sarili ko, yung dollar, kino-convert ko sa peso. At ang declaration ko is peso. Congressman Fariñas?
Of course, naka-declare lahat yung akin. Malaki dahil commingled. Ang dami-dami namin. Dami-dami namin umahawak doon. Kaya malaki-laki dahil commingled. Pero yung akin, commingled, pero naka-declare. Yung iba, peso. Peso, it's hard. Peso, may dollar ako. Siguro sa ngayon, nasa $6,000. Oh. Hindi, I don't maintain dollars because very unstable, unlike what the Chief Justice is saying. Before, nasa 56, ngayon, nasa 45. And then they say, it's going down. And as a public official, you have to learn to love our own currency. Di ba? Oo. We only buy when you go out and everything, but I don't maintain, mababa pa ang interest.
So, sir, yung $6,000 that you have, is it declared in your SALN as dollars or you converted it to pesos?
Peso. It's declared as peso. Kasi cash, it's cash. You convert it.
May we ask the Speaker about... Speaker, yung question po kanina, yung tungkol po dun sa conflict daw po, kasi may conflict daw, sabi ng depensa, yung SALN at saka yung Foreign Currency Deposits Law. The question is, ano yung position ninyo doon? And second is, if you have dollar deposits, do you declare it in your SALN?
The money, yes. Not necessarily in dollars, but the value is yes. Oh. Yeah. At saka isa pa, remember this, I don't think there is any requirement na sasabihin mo, PNB branch 1 or anything like that. Yung sinasabi mo lang na ito yung dollars ko, di mo naman sinasabi kung nandito ito sa bangko ito, nandito sa bangko ito. But you have to declare that. You have to at least be open about it. And that was my whole point lang. I was really listening to the legal arguments, which I have to admit are quite good for ordinarily, But I was really amazed that a Chief Justice with that much cash can actually get away with it without, yun ang talagang, I was really, kung meron kang $2,000, $3,000, I think it's too much to expect that you will remember that. But when you have 2.4 million, and I think that is his own estimate, because actually people who were trying to analyze the ins and outs of the AMLA report come to the conclusion that if you put in everything that came out and then everything that came in, that went in, considerable yung money yan, without even talking about was there a balance, a starting balance at all or not. Marami mga kunyon. But anyway, it wasn't necessary to discuss all of that. Basta ako lang, I could not hide myself, prevent myself from sounding incredulous that you can actually do that.
Sa ambush. Wala daw ambush. Magtanong na kayo.
Sakasakali ho na magkaroon ng konbiksyon, alam natin na merong petisyon ngayon sa Korte Suprema na nakabinbin ukol dun sa question doon sa validity ng articles of impeachment dahil sa hindi pag-comply sa ilang mga verification requirements. Sakasakali lamang po na lumabas ang resolusyon at lumabas na hindi nga valid yung mga artikulo. Ano ang mangyayari sa pagod nyo?
Well, unang-una, wala kaming inaasahan na yung explicit act of 188. And in fact, it's not 188, it's 201. Meron 13 humahabol na nag-file. Pinadala rin namin sa Senate yung kanilang mga pangalan, pero mas magandang pakinggan yung 188 kaya naging 188 instead of 2001. But I really cannot see how you could ignore that. The fact that it was much more than what was required. And mind you, wala ni isa do sa 201 na yun na nagsabi, nagkamali ako, hindi ko naintindihan yung ginawa kong yan. Not a one. It's just the speculation of some people. But you know who they are. 201 of them. Sabi mo sa akin, meron bang isa nagsabi riyan na nagkamali ako ron, na sana hindi ko pinirmahan yan? No. Kaya all of those considerations really will weigh on the minds of people who are called upon to I don't think anybody can pass upon, but assuming that it can be passed upon, I think that will weigh very heavily on the mind of the people who would.
Dagdagan ko lang doon yung sa katanungan, di ba? Just in case, yung isang tanong doon na, just in case ang Supreme Court, merong desisyon, yan ba yung tanong? Yes. Yan, gusto ko lang linawin na simula nung umpisa ng proceeding day 1, hanggang day 43 na ata ngayon tayo, di ba? Very, very consistent ang rulings, pronouncement by the Senate, through the Senate President, na dun sa Article 11 ng Constitution ay yung sole power to try and decide cases of impeachment ay sa Senado lang. In fact, kung sakasakali bukas magkakaroon ng desisyon, at kahit conviction or acquittal, hindi nga pwede mag-motion for reconsideration. There's no motion for reconsideration. Lalo na, pag wala na ibang constitutional body except solely yan ang Senado lang. At we are relying on those statements and pronouncement by the Senate kasi yun talaga ang paniniwala namin bilang prosecutor. So, tingin ko, hindi hantong doon kasi very, very clear ang Constitution na ang power is just sa Senado lang.
Sir, there are reports na ngayon parang sinasabi ng defense na kapag ka na-convict si CJ, there is a possibility na iakyat to sa Supreme Court, iapela.
Kanina sinabi yon, tinanong ni Senate President Enrile. At inamin naman ni Justice Cuevas yung interview niya kay Weng Salvacion. Saan si Weng? Interview sa'yo kahapon.
Sikat na sikat si Wing.
So, inamin niya na meron silang plano. Pero kami naman, di ba sinasabi naman namin, first day pa lang na kung ganun ka na, kung hindi favorable sa'yo, tapos pupunta ka sa iyong home court, nasaan doon yung good faith on the part of the respondent?
Check ni Chief Justice yung conviction. Anong gagawin niyo?
Kama na, Rudy.
Can he reject?
There will be a crisis. Tomorrow, halimbawa, hindi
Right niya yun, reject. Right niya yun, to reject. And it's also our right to reject his rejection. Di ba?
Ano mangyayari doon, sir?
Wala, di hanggang tuloy-tuloy yung denial stage niya. Puro siya denial. Puro palusot. Tapos na. Kasi nung nakalusot siya as Chief Justice, akala niya pwede lang lusot ng lusot. Hindi naman pwede.
Paano kung nakaupo pa din siya, sir?
Eh di, masyadong malayo na yung mga, it won't happen. It won't happen.
Ito, ang majority leader probably can answer that.
Ano, tatawag kayo ng armed forces?
No, akin, on the practical side lang, ano. In the event na ma-convict si Chief Justice at sabi nila, plano nila, tumakbo. Pero ang tanong dyan pag na-convict siya, ang judgment niyan is removal. Hindi ko lang alam kung meron pang matatapang na mga matitirang mga justices diyan nakakampi pa sa kanya. Iyon lang. Iyon na lang ang hintayin natin. Kung may mga matatapang pa na kasi ang kakailanganin niya ang kakailanganin niya at the very least is restraining order para maipatigil yung judgment, di ba? Doon pa lang ako'y nangangamba na baka by that time wala nang kakampi si Chief Justice ng mga kasama dito sa yun na. Hindi, sabihin, sa'yo, nag-speculate ka. I'm also speculating. Diba? Nag-speculate ka na ako. Ang speculation ko, by that time, baka wala na siya mga kakampi.
Pwede kong dagdagan yan. Magmamakaawa kami sa Supreme Court na huwag na dahil gusto namin magpahinga na.
I think the Chief Justice has also stated na he would accept the judgment of the Senate. So let us just rely on his statement rather than I rather believe what he said.
Sir, the question po is for the Speaker. Sir, what made you decide na parang last minute na biglang sumali kayo dun sa oral arguments?
Sumali.
Bakit ka nagsali?
Baka siguro ako dapat ang sumagot nun. Diba? Si Speaker has been, from the very beginning, the leader of this prosecution panel. I'm the leader here, but the leader of the House is the Speaker and very, very supportive from day one. Nung time na, naalala ko yung day 2 Yung day 2 na hindi kami nakapag-present ng evidence dahil wala kaming witness. We were down at the time. The following day, no morning, nakita ko yung mukha ni Speaker dun sa Pendato and Majority Leader. Biglang nabigyan kami na ulit ng inspiration ang prosecution. And to us, dito sa closing arguments, nag-meeting kaming mga sa prosecution team, sila Congressman Rudy Fariñas, si Manager Jun Abaya. And we decided that there will be 3 speakers. Wala namang question dun sa first and second because the first will be the chief prosecutor and the second will be the deputy chief prosecutor. But we need someone to close the argument. We need someone who can best represent the institution, which is the House of Representatives. At wala nang makaka-represent pa but the Speaker of the House. We convince him. Kasi nung una si Speaker, medyo sabi niya, pwede siguro kayo na prosecution. Pero we convince him na, Speaker, this is not just prosecution, but this is already the House of Representatives. Kaya kanina, pumayag, kaya natutuwa naman yung prosecution na si Speaker made or closed the arguments for us.
Sir, isa pa sa mga argument kanina ng defense is that a lapse in judgment or lapse ba ang sinabi, or mistake in judgment is not an impeachable offense?
Alam mo, when you have taken the policy from day one that you entered the government of withholding from your SALN certain assets, like, for instance, the foreign exchange, which virtually from even before he entered the government, he was already accumulating them. Kung yun, hindi mistake of judgment yun. That is your call. Yun talaga ang desisyon na gawa mo. At any time in this stage, you could actually abandon that. Pero yun ang ginawa mo. Yun ang itinago mo na talaga all the way.
No, definitely.
You said it, palusot. Nahuli lang eh. Kaya nga, at the height of inconsistency, sabi niya, he doesn't trust the peso, he trusts the nagtitiwala siya sa dolyar dahil matatag, pero nakikita mo naman, may 80 million pesos sila. Pagkatapos, kumingle daw yon, bakit hindi ibili ng dollar? Pagkatapos, ang laki-laki ng pera, ang dami naman niyang utang. Meron siyang, ba't siya babali sa Basagidote? All of these things, talagang palusot lahat.
Sir Stephanie yung Kiko Solar News. Sir, yung isa sa mga arguments na ni-raise ng defense a while ago is bakit po yung mga sinabi niyo po kung Rudy dun sa oral arguments kanina, hindi po ni-raise sa cross-examination. Bakit nga ba po, sir? Hindi po ni-raise yun sa cross-examination?
Kasi ang cross-examination, nakita mo naman yung state of health niya noon. Magiging parang unkind kami. I'm sure nakita nyo when Senator Chis Escudero was asking him questions, he even said, patapusin ko na lang si... Akala niya Chief Justice pa rin siya nagdi-decide doon. Patapusin ko na lang si Senator Escudero. Kung kami ang magtatanong doon, and we really had many, many things to ask. Especially, he had invoked, sinabi niya na good moral conduct siya, modest lives, yung mga resibo ko, nahawak-hawak sa mga barong Tagalog, lahat. Ang dami namin gustong tanungin. Pero at his state, na may naka-plug dito, may ganyan, magiging unkind naman kami at okay naman na. In fact, we thank him so much for his admission. Di ba yung mga admission niya? Yun ang kailangan na kaso namin. Kaya yun ang point ko kanina. I didn't even go to our evidence na. Yung mga na-prove namin na pera, na 35 million, barya lang pala yun eh. Dahil yung kanya, nakita man natin, halos 200 million piso na hindi naka-declare. At for the Chief Justice to say that, kasi napakasimple yung batas eh. 64216, may confidentiality. 6713, inuutosan ka na mag-declare. So, pwede mong, ikaw, nasa sayo eh. Anong susundin mo? Mag-declare ka o hindi? Kung mag-declare ka, wala naman, that's why Senator Enrile was asking, ano bang damage nung tao pag i-declare mo na ikaw ay may pera? Wala talaga. Kaya palusot lang talaga.
At saka, siguro, gusto namin klaruhin yung cross-examination na yan. No? Yung cross-examination na yan, it was almost unanimous decision by the prosecution team, including the private prosecutors. Kasi aside from yung health consideration na na-mention ni Congressman Fariñas, yung Tuesday testimony ni Chief Justice, ang unanimous sentiment among the prosecutors nakatulong sa amin eh. It has further strengthened our case, especially yung admissions. He admitted that he has dollar accounts na 4 and 3 peso accounts. So yun yung yun yung decision namin because sabi namin kung if it strengthened the evidence, then no need to cross.
Hello. Kung naawa po kayo dahil mukhang naghihina siya, bakit hindi ho kayo humingi ng continuance? Total, isang araw lang siguro, ilang oras lang siguro yon para maitanong at nang malaman natin at hindi nabibitin ng taong bayan kung ano nga ang nilalaman ng kanyang, yung tunay na dollar account niya.
Kung naalala nyo, nag-continuance sila nung it was Huwebes ata yun Miyerkules. Nag-continuance sila. At before that, ilang beses silang continuous, ilang 48 hours yon. So, hindi kami nag-object because yung health considerations. Para sa amin kasi, surplusage na yung yung sinasabi nilang waiver. Kasi inamin niya na meron na siyang 2.4 million US dollars. Inamin na may 80.7 million pesos. Ano bang pinoprove namin sa charge namin? Na hindi niya dineclare sa SALN niya yun. So whether it is 80 million, 100 million, or 600 million pesos, is immaterial. Ang importante, hindi niya dineclare yun repeatedly for 9 years.
Sir, dun sa difference ng manner of presenting the closing arguments, very legalistic ang defense. You had a different style. Can you tell us about it? How did you decide to make it more layman?
Secret na namin yun Rudy. Well, sa amin kasi, may chemistry. Tawag lang may chemistry. May chemistry kami. Even sa Committee on Justice, di ba? It's really, nagtutulungan kami ng Senior Vice Chairman ng Committee on Justice, si Manong Rudy Fariñas. At dito talagang tandem kami, together with the other prosecutors, the spokespersons. Pero kanina, ang lalong nasabi namin ang gusto namin, kasi yung nag-close, yung leader namin, ang Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Sige, thank you.